I always find it interesting when I get reminded that public speaking is pretty high up there on the rankings when it comes to fears that people have in the world. And it doesn't have to be like that. So with this video, I'm just going to start getting really random, just throwing out random tidbits of information that you could use to make sure that public speaking isn't a living nightmare for you. All right. One of the things that you have to understand is a lot of you need to have a dramatic shift in your mindset when it comes to public speaking. A lot of you psych yourselves out before you even get started, right? Okay, class, today I'm going to be assigning you a project that you will have to present in 2 weeks about X, Y, Z, and the third. Oh, God, we have to public speak. I have to get in front of everybody. What if I trip? What if I stumble? What if my PowerPoint doesn't load? What if I forget what I'm talking about? Before you even started, you are calculating all of the negative things that could possibly happen. Where attention goes, energy goes. So what's more likely to happen when you think like this? Your success or your failure, right? So what you need to start doing is making it easier for you to have more positive thoughts about public speaking. Dang, yo, how many people can I make laugh in this presentation? You know, how many head nods can I get when I'm talking? You know, how many people can I get? How many notes can I make people take when I'm spitting this information? You see how easily one dramatic little switch like that can make a huge deal in the success of your presentation, right? The next thing that you really need to do is rehearse. Now, you can over rehearse. Hello, everybody. My name is Timothy, and today I am going to present to you 5 things that you need during the zombie apocalypse. Switch slide. You see, you're over rehearsed, right? You're making sure that you don't stumble on your words so hard that you're coming across as a robot, right? You have to have a little bit of natural, a little bit of rehearsal. I'd say it's almost like some people, it's like you can shift it, but for those of you that really struggle with public speaking, I'd say it's like an 80-20. 80% rehearsed, 20% you. You know, sometimes what I find to be very easy is that you joke yourself. Hey guys, bear with me. I'm really nervous and I really hope I don't pee myself when I make this presentation. Hey guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be a really lackluster presentation, so just let me get through this information and knock it out for you. Hey guys, I'm depending on where you are, I'm shitting bricks right now. So if you guys can show me some support while I go through this, you know, that'd be greatly appreciated. Love you, thank you. And people be, oh man, we got you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You've already lightened the mood. You know, a quick little tidbit is like when I do interviews, one of the things that I know that I did a really good interview well is if I get people laughing. If I get you a little chuckle, if I'm coming across as not reasonable, agreeable, likable, that type of stuff, right? So one of the things that I learned is, and this is another recommendation for everybody, start watching stand-up comedy, right? Especially like the old school black acts. You know, go watch the black people, bro. I'm telling you, we funny as shit, bro. I'm telling you, because when you watch them, stand-up comedians are the greatest public speakers. Because not only do they have nothing behind them, all the information, all the laughs, all the pacing, all the crowd work, all that stuff comes from the one person standing in front of the crowd. They don't even have a PowerPoint behind them to hide behind and to lean on. It's all them. So when you study the greats, you're going to see, dang, I'm not even trying to make people laugh. I'm just trying to go through this 6-slide presentation with my bullet points. This should be easy, right? Speaking of that, right? I recommend this. There's this. I had Mr. DeMott in elementary school, in high school. He was like a college level professor in a high school, so I'm very fortunate to have him. And he called it the 7x7 rule for your presentations, right? So if you have a slideshow behind you, like a PowerPoint presentation, you are not to have more than 7 bullet points, and each bullet point should have no more than 7 words. Right? Because one thing that people do, especially when they're really nervous, is they don't even look at the crowd that they're talking to. They're just reading the presentation. And then in the zombie apocalypse, it's very important to find food. Next, you should also find first aid kits and medicine. Also learn how to siphon fuel. And people be like, all right, bro, like I didn't need you to sit up here and read. I can read that. You're supposed to present, right? So you need to rehearse your 7 bullet points and your 7 words, right? You have to look at your presentation as your hints. I've always been against flashcards. Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, and I need to tell you what you should do to have a very good weekend. You know, because from my experience, I had a public speaking class in college, and I saw people struggle with this. There was someone that had like a stack of flashcards this big, right? And then when they got up to the front, they dropped them all out of order. You see what I'm saying? So why would you even give yourself the potential for that to even happen? You need to memorize this stuff yourself. All the information needs to come from you. You need to bury it. You need to rehearse so much that it's buried in your brain. Every joke you're gonna make, every little every point of emphasis you're gonna make, you're gonna need to know these things. So sometimes with your presentations, you could just look at, okay, when I get to bullet point 3, I know I'm getting ready to set up a joke. I know when I get to this third slide, I'm gonna do this. But then here's a little funny thing that I like to do sometimes, even in professional, once again, very low stakes, but very low stakes professional presentations, is I have like a joke slide, right? For example, it could be the most boring presentation. Okay, here's the quarterly reports in Q7, in Q2 and week 7 here, we did this. Okay, as we go on to the next slide, but you do it really quick, right? So like from the boring ass slide and the next slide, you put in like a random picture of a dinosaur, right? And then people but you do it real quick so you know what the presentation is, right? So you okay, boring, and you double click the slides real quick and just enough so people, well, yo, was that a dinosaur? And it lightens the mood just like that. Once again, I'm not saying do that anything is super high level, you know what I'm saying? But like when you have like a little fun presentation for a class or a low stakes presentation, like a training exercise or something, have a little fun with it. Public speaking isn't supposed to be scary. It's your opportunity to be fun. Either be fun or really smart, you know, or clear, right? Fun, entertaining, and clear, right? And what I mean by clear, some people aren't funny. Some people aren't smart. But if you're someone that can make a smooth transition, that's good enough for most social media, most public speaking classes and stuff like that, right? As long as you can get through the information, you'll be fine. Like I said, this is your time to shine. The spotlight's on you. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna cave under pressure? Or are you gonna take all this information, all this energy that people are beaming onto you with their eye contact and be like, I'm gonna take all this information and I'm gonna do what I want with it. I'm gonna make you laugh. I'm gonna make you think. I'm gonna make you cry. I'm gonna inform you. Whatever it is that you wanna do, this is your opportunity to execute. So do you wanna be a failure or do you wanna be successful? It's that simple. One of the things that you learn from stand-up comedy is crowd work. Now, I'm not expecting you to go out here and start grilling people in this professional environment or anything like that, right? But what you need to do, number one, you need to do like the figure 8 in the crowd, right? So when you're talking, I'm not saying, hello, everyone. Today, you need to be doing this. And this is what you're gonna be looking crazy. You're gonna be looking like you tripping off a bean or something like that, right? But what you need to do, though, is like with your eyes, just get eye contact with specific people throughout the crowd and focus through them. Also, what you can do if it's in a large auditorium, just look up in the middle, like look right above the crowd. Don't even look at people, look right above them because it makes it look like you're looking in their direction, right? But one of the things that I like to do, because I'm kind of funny, right? So what I'll do first is I'll throw a little feeler joke out there, see what the crowd's doing. Hey guys, how you doing? All right, let's get through this boring ass presentation on a boring ass Monday. And someone's gonna be like, hey, that's gonna be your new target. So whenever you want a little bit of confidence, that person laughed at your feeler joke. So always meet eye contact with them. Not like crazy, hey, laugh at my jokes, please, help me. You know what I'm saying? But like when you're just looking around, just always go back to that person. If you're a guy, if you're a gal, find that attractive person in the audience. And just every once in a while, just, yo, damn, she's fine. Yo, he's very handsome. I'm gonna try to network with him after this. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get that little boost, it's just like, it's anything to do, anything to help you throughout this presentation if you have those nerves, right? But I'm going to circle back to what I find to be the most important thing. Rehearse. All right? You have to, when you're rehearsing, right? No one's watching you. It's not real. It's practice. So what I would recommend for some of you is give yourself some exercises. Sing your presentation. Today, the zombie apocalypse presentation will be 6 slides long. Right? And because you feel so stupid when you're doing it, It's going to make real time seem that much easier to do. Okay, wait, I've already practiced this feeling stupid. Man, this is going to be easy. All I got to do is talk through it. Now, I've sang this to myself. You know what I'm saying? But if you know that you got some ops, if you know you got that manager that's waiting for you to fail, if you know what you need to start asking yourself questions, right? Okay, yes, I have a question about this. And you have to mock interview yourself. You know, be ready for any opposition, right? Be ready for your corporate enemies to try to get at you and try to shake you off your game with a hard ass question. But also a quick little thing about that is be okay with saying no. You have to learn corporate double speak. Never say, I don't know. It depends on the situation, because I've seen people try to do this like in a classroom setting, and it's kind of weird. But more so in the professional setting, right? So what is this right here? What does that really explain here? What are the implications of XYZ? You know what? I have to get back to you on that one, because that's actually a very interesting question I was trying to figure out myself. So once I figure that out, let me get your contact information after this, and I'll get back with you. See, that is the most professional way to say, I have no idea, right? You know, sometimes you have to flatter the questioner. You know, hey, what's this? You said X, Y, Z in the third, but what does that actually mean? You know what, bro, you asked a really good question. I was really hoping that no one really asked. That's just something I saw, depending on the stakes of this, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got to apply my advice where it fits. But it's like, yeah, I saw that. I was just really hoping. I just thought that was a big word, and I really just wanted to throw that in there to sound smart, guys. And most people probably chuckle off of that and keep moving. You know what I mean? But, like, these are just all the things. Like, public speaking isn't scary. You're focusing on everyone like, oh, they're waiting to judge me. Oh, that's just a reflection of your own self-image of yourself. You're waiting for people to judge you. I'm waiting for people to laugh at what I'm saying. You see how it's like I'm shifting the responsibility. You're putting all the responsibility on yourself to make sure you don't fail. That's already a limiting belief right there. I'm making sure I don't fail. No, I want people to laugh. I want people to be enlightened by the presentation that I have. You know what I'm saying? It's like, especially like I invite you to go look at my channel. I have plenty of practice of public speaking right here. At the time of recording this video, I got 900 something videos. Go look at my first video and go look at where I'm at now. Night and day. You have to rehearse, and you need to know your subject matter so well that you walk into that presentation head held high. You don't need no notes, and if you do, they're just like little reminders here and there. You should never rely on your flashcards. College students, holla at me real quick. If a professor says that you have an open note test, that doesn't mean you don't have to study. Because usually when they say that, they know college kids psychology. That means you're just going to try to cram everything on your one little piece of paper, your one little note card, and you think that's going to carry you. So you're spending more time going through your notes instead of just answering the questions that you should know by studying. The same could be said with your presentations, with your flashcards, with your notes. You are not supposed to be reading to people. These are grown-ass people. This is like high school to grown-ass people. We do not want to be read a bedtime story. Most of us don't even want to be here for your presentation. Another thing you need to remember, most people don't even want to be there anyway. So what you stressing about some people that don't even want to be there for? But nevertheless, your flashcards are supposed to be little notes. They're supposed to be little reminders. It's not supposed to be your whole presentation that you're reading card after card after card, right? You know, so like I say, rehearse. Now, everyone finds their own swag. Some people might be good with the flashcards. Me personally, I don't like the idea of them falling. Another thing, when I said go back to joking yourself, one of the things I did, especially in high school, is I fake tripped. But see, he said, but you got to set it up though. Once again, you are the presenter. You are the entertainer right now. All eyes are on you. So I'll fake trip. And that made people laugh. They be, yo, did this man just fall going onto the stage? But then I actually did this before in the presentation. I fake tripped. I got some people laughing. Like, dude, what the heck? Like, what's going on with him? But then, like in slide 3, I was like, and making the best out of a situation. Let's just say that you tripped before a presentation. And I heard a couple people go, oh, because I set it up. It's something so simple. You don't need some groundbreaking effects on your presentation. You don't need all that. You are in control here. They are waiting for you to give them the information to feed off of. Lead them where you want them to go. This is the one opportunity some of you are going to feel some power in your life. Dictate the way that your audience is going to digest the information. right? If you know that some of your information is very intensive, it's very technical, it's about technology, it's about some deep level science, it's about some deep level this, that, and the third, make sure you have some recaps. All right, bro, look, listen, I know we talked about the dimethyltryptamine, you know what I'm saying? We talked about the 85 dimensions and we talked about this, but let's go ahead and break this down and summarize this real quick before we move forward, all right? You chew some shrooms, you see some fancy colors, you talk to the grass, and you have a good time. Are we all in agreement here? All right, because I know that last stuff was a little complicated, so we gonna, you see how natural it is, right? And I welcome people to start talking to themselves. You know, you should be rehearsing all day, every day. If you know that you got 2 weeks, let's just say 2 weeks before your presentation, when you're driving to work, you should be practicing this presentation. When you're at lunch, you should be practicing this presentation. You know what I'm saying? Right before you go to bed, let me stand up and actually give your presentation. What you doing with your hands? That's another thing. I'm sitting down right now, so it's kind of awkward. But what you doing with your hands? Are they just dead by your shoulders? Hello, everybody. Today we're gonna learn about trees. Trees are good because they give us air. Or you're gonna start to facilitate. This is where rehearsal comes from. Flowing people through your information. This is the tree bark. You see here, the tree bark can be, some of them are tough, some of them flake off here. This is a good example of some trees bark that has some really strong bark and it ain't going nowhere, right? But then if you move over here to the next tree, you see when you're moving on with the information, let your hand gestures match the transitions in your slides. If you got one going up and down, let's go to the next one because your slide will go down. Let's go to the next one because your slide's going to shift to the right. You see what I'm saying? It's the little things like that that are the keys to a really good presentation. Some of y'all know your favorite movie, right? And you're scared of public speaking, but if I say, hey, what's your favorite Lord of the Rings? What's your favorite Harry Potter? What's your favorite Fast and the Furious before number 7? You know, Tokyo Drift was goated, by the way. No discussion. Nevertheless, though, it's what's your favorite? Oh my God, there Lord of the Rings when nerd stuff, and then more nerd stuff, and nerd stuff. Now imagine if you could copy paste that same energy to this presentation that you have. That's going to be your grade. That's going to be your next paycheck. That's going to be you signing a client. You see what I'm saying? You see how you just nerded out about that and you forgot the world was here? You could see and visualize the movie as you were talking. Have that same energy with your presentation. This is your little hobby that you do for fun. This is your real life. Which one requires more confidence? See what I'm saying? Hope that helped y'all. To the next one.